Somebody said, look up the Sixers starting 5 tonight, and that's how you tank.
Yeah, they're not doing the ethical tank. They're in full-blown tank.
Well, I just looked it up. They have Justin Edwards, Adam Bona, Quentin Grimes.
Hey, I've actually heard of him.
Lonnie Walker, and Ricky Council.
It's Lonnie Walker the fourth and Ricky Council the fourth. Get it right, you son of a bitch.
I know Lonnie Walker and Adem Bona and Quentin Grimes, but I don't know those other two.
Well, I would still contend that there
Bona's
is
a rookie, I think.
There is no better masterclass in tanking this year than Danny Ainge.
Oh, yeah, because they could actually be decent if they wanted to.
Well, I mean, dude, it just goes to show you, if you're going to tank, you still have to have a plan to do it.
Yeah.
Danny Ainge did. I mean, that team wasn't any good last year, but they came back with Markkanen, and they were fine.
I think they got fined twice this year for sitting
Dude,
guys.
it was game 3 when they were like, "Oh yeah, Lauri Markkanen pulled his back. He's out for a century."
And I do believe they are tied for the worst record.
They have the worst record.
60-6. No, well, they're half a game worse than the Wizards.
Yeah, dude. Masterclass.
And
that right there is how you tank. Nobody saw them in the tankathon.
No.
And yet Danny Ainge all summer was just sitting there twisting his handlebar mustache going, ooh, Cooper Flagg looks pretty good on film. I think I'll go get him. And he freaking did it. The league let him do that. That is bullshit.
And what better place for the exciting white to go?
Exactly.
He looks like he
what a
belongs
fit.
From Maine to Utah.
Dude, they're going to love him in Utah. They're going to think he's Mormon.
Well, he kind of has that look about him. Maybe he'll convert.
Dude, doesn't that piss you off if you're a Blazer fan?
I don't know what you're talking about. Tamani Kamara is getting promoted for Defensive Player of the Year from the Blazers.
You could have had the best odds to get Cooper Flagg. You could have. Yes. You just had to commit to it.
Yeah,
your team sucked balls last year. You have a bunch of veterans this year that you could have traded if you wanted to win the tankathon. You didn't. You then you hang your coach out to dry, and then out of spite, he goes and wins a bunch of games.
Yeah.
Nice job, Blazers.
Well, the terrifying thing is they've got a couple games coming up here that the tank on is the tank off, I should say, is real because they play like Toronto, Chicago, San Antonio. Like there's some teams like San Antonio and them are separated by one game basically for a slot between they're going to land between like 8 and 10. I think Chicago's in there too. So there's got a couple games where you are really going to have to show your tanking ability.
Yeah, but they screwed it up a long time.
I know.
Point being. Yeah. Yes, the Sixers are tanking, and the Sixers didn't plan to tank. They didn't set out to tank.
Yeah.
It just kind of turned into the year where Embiid gets hurt, George never is healthy, and so you're just like, okay, fine, let's just lose a bunch of games.
Yeah.
That's different. Danny Ainge set out to get Cooper Flagg, and dude, he's going to have the best odds to get him. Unbelievable. Yeah. Absolutely unbelievable. How the league lets him do that, and I don't mean lets him like it's perfectly within the rules.
Yeah.
I mean, tank better than him.
The Blazers were in the middle of an ethical tank.
Losers. Tell you what an ethical tank gets you.
That gets you the 9th best pick.
Yeah.
That's
freaking
you're a loser.
Caleb Love, who never met a shot he didn't like.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Blazer fan doesn't care because this team, you don't need anyone else. You just grow. I mean, they've got Denny, they've got Tumari, they got a bunch of guys with fun names. What are you talking about? Let this young team grow and develop, and that's going to be good enough. Welcome.
All right.
Hey, next year playing, baby.
What?
They'll be in the
They'll be a play-in team next year.
Yeah, they're headed that way.
They threatened this year, so look out.
Threatened this year, next year, look out. 10th seed, here we come.
But if you're going to be in the play-in, you got to have a plan.
You do?
That's right. If you're going to tank, you got to have a plan.
Yeah.
If you're going to be in the play-in, you got to have a plan.
The Sacramento Kings and the Dallas Mavericks have a plan.
So somebody calls you and says, "Hey, do you want Luka?" No. We want to be in the play-in.
Concepts of a plan.
That doesn't fit into our plans.
Doesn't fit into the plan. No.
Hey, do you want Cooper Flagg? No. Also doesn't fit into our plans.
Hey, how about anyone that bet the Blazers over, right? They're probably sitting there smiling right now.
Yeah, how many games have they won?
32.
Yeah, they definitely hit the over.
What a huge season.
It was even lower this year than last year.
This season,
24 or something. It was bad.
Well, yeah, they sailed to the over.
Yeah.
Was this a fun season then? Because I would argue that it probably wasn't.
Well, I'll tell you what. I went to like 5 or 6 games this year. This was not a bad team to watch. It was not. So I think for a lot of Blazer fans, if you're going to do a short-sighted, you don't care about the growth, and you're looking at this year, you have a couple guys that have established themselves as real pieces moving forward in Denny and Tumani, excuse me.
Or Kamara.
Yeah, Tumani. Scoot doesn't appear to be like the world's biggest bust. It looks like he can play a little bit.
Magic Johnson.
I just think there was growth and development, and I think for some Blazer fans, they're going to look at that and say it was a fun year, it was a competitive year, they play an exciting brand of basketball, and for them, like that's going to be enough because no one talks themselves into role players becoming the core of your team more than Blazer fan. And that's what you have here.
Standards is so shockingly low.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
I'm telling you, dude, I hear it all the time from Blazer fan that just thinks that, that this core, if you just give it 3 years, will be like some sort of real, like contending team. And you just...
All right, well,
I don't know how you convince those people otherwise.
We got to get to...
Guys, move on.
Yeah, thanks, Neil. We will.